Hello, class Info 5000. This week we're gonna cover information policy, which is the most important but very complicated topic that we will be solving about. Um, this lecture I just covered the Rubin book, the chapter 8. So you can just briefly scan through what I just noted. But again, read your textbook. Okay, I hope you enjoy your day and enjoy this lecture. Let's start.
So what's information policy? It's any law and regulation, rule or practice, written or unwritten, that affects the creation, acquisition, organization, and dissemination or evaluation of information. I think we have. I think I covered a little bit about the information policy when we discuss about the science supporting the information professions, and we discussed about the information policy is some kind of registration that's adopted by a governmental body at the local or state, and also the national or international level, and it's basically addressed in the registration and regulation. And so those the rules and regulations that specifically address the creation and production and also distribution, and also what else, use and stories of the information, that those can be considered information policy. A policy may be adopted within small or large agencies, and also the groups of all types. Most of time, a policy is a generalization or a general statement that provides guidelines for the transfer or use of information. For example, like any organization, including social and school, library, and college or business, or university, or government agency at any level, then they articulate a policy for their own information use. Um, so, it depends on which agency, which organization they may the policy. While the practices outlined are much different, they are both policies which govern the transfer information for their respective agencies, and also it should be consistent with their culture. So, our textbook that discuss a little bit about the capitalism or the democracy. So, is it the capitalism or entrepreneurship that we have to think about? The information can be seen as a commodity, and also a property that can provide the competitive edges, and the strong incentive for individuals to discover new information and apply to the products and services to advance society, but also it increase personal wealth. So, and democratic society promotes information as a right, and also we have to pursue the free flow of ideas that should be essential for free society to prosper. So, do you think it's in competitive world? And I think it's just, as our textbook mentioned, it just requires a balancing act. So, what are the stakeholders? Who are the stakeholders in the information policy process? We can, as our textbook mentioned, is like a business, government, and also the information producers, and also disseminators, and also the public. So I think our library would be in the like a third or fourth position in these stakeholders. Information is critical to competition, so business and industries are active in influencing policies that will affect the dissemination and the restriction of information. So it should have a special interest in discovery of new knowledge and organization of current knowledge. So there are strong need to control knowledge and protect proprietary information such as new inventions or discoveries like a patent and copyright laws. So and also the restriction of employees' use of protected knowledge after separation from employment. There must be no competition clause in a contract. So there are some uh, ways there is like a prohibition from working for competitors. So easy and inexpensive access to information in order to prosper that affects ability to function competitively. So the acts uh, uh, of the government. They have basically dissemination and control of the information, right? So the local, state, and federal governments in business of collecting, organizing, and evaluating information, and also the business of disseminating and controlling information, including Freedom of Information Act and National Security Act. So this is one of the important stakeholder of the information policy. And the other stakeholder, information producers, disseminators, transmitters, or telecommunicator. The laws affecting competition, pricing of services, also right to tape programs, taxation and postal rate, royalties, the liberal rules, invasions of privacy. Those have profound implications for these groups. And as we all know, the libraries as information disseminators, that our libraries have a special interest because motives are not profit oriented compared to other parties. So there are the subgroups of these information producers, disseminators, and transmitters or telecommunicators is the special interest in information policy regarding those telecommunication like telephone and telegraph, TV, cable, radio, and computer industry. So again, the libraries are very special because those motives are not profit oriented, but also it's important stakeholders of information policy. We are discussing about the important stakeholders in information policy, but the fundamental value that underlies the transfer of information in a democratic society is right of individuals to information. So we need to more focus on our public, the individuals. Every citizen in a democratic society is a major stakeholder in laws and policies dealing with the information. The public has the right to information related to our health, especially the health and safety, and also the careers in government, including the political issues and candidates. And so, but also the information flow has effect on our ability to make information judgment. But also, individual citizens have a small voice, so organizations represent us, like the ALA, American Library Association, or the ACLU, like American Civil Liberties Union, and also the computer professionals for the social responsibilities. So those the organizations try to help, try to make a voice on behalf of the public. What are the problems that our libraries are facing? There are many actually, but the first thing we have to think about is how can we update all those act and also legislation, and also how can we update the policies and how can we evaluate the policies. At some point, we may not have the right to evaluate, but we have to, uh, and um, and also the right timing that we have to work. Sometimes we have some blaming about well, we were told that we are very late, especially for the technological advance in this technological advanced world. So sometimes we miss the timing issue, and we are like chasing to changing the tools as advanced technology development. So we have to we conceptualize of information from something that might be useful for improving in order to understand a commodity that's not a good thing. But in order to do that, we have to evaluate, we have to assess, and to think about what's gonna be a benefit for our public. There is also value in having the right information at the right timing, as I mentioned, and also depriving others of information to gain advantage. Yeah, there are or like the two sides, right? One side has like we are discussing about the lots of privacy, and also mm, also another thing is the access. Nowadays, more people, more organizations try to gain information than provide access point. Uh, the 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 great point of libraries is the starting point is to provide access point, provide the information to the public users. But now it seems like we are competing each other to other industry. So it's like both sides we have to think about. As I mentioned that the economic advantage of information may be becoming so powerful so that those who are advantaged by its creation, dissemination, and use and control, so may not wish public institutions such as libraries have much the roles in the process. Mm, I think the Google, when Google Books try to digitize all the books, it's been like 5 or 10 years, I think already. Many libraries against about the Google's movement to provide to digitize the books to well, and nowadays everything is digitized. So it like the big picture of the digitization to provide access point, the information to the all the public. Maybe it's the same avenue, but then also there are some concerns of the copyright law and also privacy too. So yeah, it's always debating issues, especially because the libraries are very the special situation, special position among other parties. So what are the major information policy issues facing librarians and citizens? It's we have to protect the privacy. And also, we still need to promote the freedom of information and also the production and control of the flow of government information. Mm, Not sure, government information. Yeah, when you work at, especially for public library, many public users wants to have information about the government information. Nowadays, many all the governmental um, department has have on their website so that public can easily access. But many public uh, uh, still feel it's not easy to gain the information from those websites. So many people still pursue to the information through the library. So I'm not sure about the control, but try to provide the information of government information to our public. And also the national security issues. Yeah, it's big issues right now. And transmission and control of information across national boundaries. Yeah, many the policymakers among the nationals try to involve making the policy, and there are some always political issues there, and it's very complicated, but those it should be maintained by in uh, national level, not just for the local or the one nation, but it's all worldwide. Worldwide, we have to consider the policy, especially for the telecommunication. There are some more issues like attempt to control artistic and other individual expression, and the big issue is copyright, right, and also the intellectual property rights, and telecommunications legislation, education legislation, and also library registration. I think our textbook provides very detailed information about the issues. Then also for information policy in the networked electronic environment, that this is a big issue right now in the worldwide. Again, our textbook provides very detailed information about each item. First Amendment, intellectual freedom, privacy, intellectual property, and universal access, and also equitable access, interoperability and stability, and governance, and the role of government. Okay, please read. You can just scan, but you need to aware of those issues in information policy. So I just briefly went over the our concern, especially in the information policy in our as information professionals, and also what issues our the librarians need to consider. Okay, scan our textbook, and there is another lecture note. I think I Let me see. I think I posted on the next week. Guess the relate to the information policy. Okay. It is an easy chapter, I think. You can just briefly scan, but if you wanna like make sure like each legislation or act, then it may take some time. Hopefully you can easily read our textbook. Okay, thanks for listening.